Let's get some more political reaction now. We're joined by UKIPs' Patrick O'Flynn. Welcome to this Daily Politics special. What is your reaction to the Chancellor's statement overall?
Well, I'm honoured to take part in the latest episode of George Osborne's Fantasy Finances, is my overall reaction. I think I actually heard the Chancellor say that he'd halved the deficit, which was a ridiculous claim to make, because it turns out that he's basing that on an optimistic forecast for what might happen in 2015 to 16. And as we know with economic forecasting, it's kind of like weather forecasting, but not as good. So the real news is in the short-term forecast, which is the current in-year deficit is going to come in at more than £90 billion a year. And so for Mr. Osborne to claim he's got the deficit under control, the public finances under control, is frankly playing people for fools. And I think he's singularly ill-advised to have done so, because it might even detract from some of the more positive messages that were also in there.
When he says he's cut the deficit in half, I think he's referring to the percentage of the deficit to GDP. So he inherited a deficit that was 11% of GDP. It's now just over 5% of GDP. He's not doing it on the numbers, he's doing it as a percentage. Does UKIP have a deficit reduction plan?
We will offer at the next election a more aggressive deficit reduction than any of the main parties, and the reason we can do that is we are prepared to take a bit of an axe to the politically correct areas of public spending that George Osborne in particular won't touch, because they're part of the Tory detoxification plan. For instance, foreign aid spending, some of the green energy subsidies. And I really think the public don't really care about the Tories' convulsions about whether they're seen as the nasty party or not. We've got to the stage of this great mission to get rid of the deficit, where, to coin the advertising phrase, we're at the just do it stage. So I think George Osborne should be looking to get big savings out of the foreign aid budget, out of the green energy budget. There's our enormous net contribution to the EU. There's the massive per capita overspend in Scottish public spending. There are big areas, but because the Tory party is so concerned with its image, it won't go there.
Okay, how much would you cut the international aid budget by?
We would take it down from £11 billion to £2 billion a year.
Okay, but you're also going to increase the personal allowance to £13,500. That's a £3,000 increase. That'll cost a lot more than the foreign aid budget saving. And you're going to cut the higher rate of tax from 40 to 35. That'll cost billions too. And you're going to abolish, I think, inheritance tax altogether. So you've got a lot of spending commitments there.
Yeah, we will come back with a fully costed programme, I can assure you of that, and some of those items are not actually as expensive as you might think.
And you're going to end the Barnett formula, did I hear you say there? You're objecting to the per capita spend in Scotland, so that would go too?
Yes, indeed, and that could be several £billion.
Okay, just let me check, you are running for election in Scotland, yeah?
Oh, we certainly are,
okay.
Absolutely, and
okay.
I think the general principle of equalising per capita spending, we're prepared to debate on that, yes.
Okay, well, good luck with that. Patrick O'Flynn, thanks for joining us.